I love Pokemon. I love the world of Pokemon. I've been immersed since childhood and I've loved it ever since. Flaws and all, especially the new gen games. Everyone has their favorite Pokemon and I am no exception. There hasn't been a Pokemon I have ever hated, except for maybe dinos when I was a kid, but I had a really unhealthy obsession with them. Not like a good obsession, but a bad obsession. It was really weird for me, but that's besides the point. I just love Pokemon in general. But there are some Pokemon I'm a bit neutral about. Not saying that I don't love them like how a parent loves their least favorite child. It's just, if I had to choose between them and a Pokemon that I did like more, I would choose the Pokemon I did like more. But either way, I never really use the Pokemon I don't like. I have no reason to use them because all the Pokemon I do like are around like 1/3 of the Pokemon population. So I'm never really out of Pokemon that I don't particularly love or like. So I thought for this Nuzlocke, why not use them? And besides, I've only played Auras like once in my entire life, so I might as well play this one, forget about it, and come back in like a year or two and play it again. So for this Nuzlocke, it means that I am potentially barring myself from like 2/3 of the Pokemon population, which makes it kind of a little bit harder and more trickier to navigate, but I'm sure I'll be fine. And here's a map of all the places and routes where I won't be able to catch any Pokemon because all the Pokemon there are Pokemon that I love or like. So, the rules of this Nuzlocke are going to be somewhat different. I'm using all the rules that I did last time, but I'm adding a new temporary rule that means that I can only use Pokemon I'm neutral about, as we've all just discussed. I have never ever used any of these Pokemon in battle before, so I don't know their moves, their abilities, or anything about them really. So this is kind of like going in blind, I guess. Now, with all of that out of the way, we can finally begin the Nuzlocke. We start off in a moving truck, and I'm sure that everyone who has ever said this game has already said this, but why are we in a moving truck? Like, why are we in a moving truck? Whatever. Okay, so we meet our rival and his dad, who just so happens to be the professor, and we get our very first Pokemon here. Okay, so I can't choose Torchic because Torchic is my favorite Hoenn starter, and I was actually going to choose Trico here right until I realized that I have a lot of emotions about Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and I can't choose Trico because of that, so instead I choose Mudkip. I name my little Mudball Lemon, and we officially start this Nuzlocke. On Route 102, we catch a Lotad named Purple, and on Route 103, we catch Green the Wingull. And then we are immediately whisked into another story section in Petalburg. We meet our dad, who I've decided to kill, and we meet Wally, who I've decided not to kill. I teach Wally how to capture Pokemon. His first encounter is a Ralts. I think he has great potential as a future Nuzlocker with his luck. And then we decide to head off to Route 104, where I spend a solid hour trying to find a stupid Tailo. This took up so much of my time. Why did this have to be the only encounter I could get on this route? I hate this Pokemon, I hate this Pokemon, I hate this Pokemon! I name her 5%! We continue into Petalburg Woods where I catch a Slackoth I name Lubu! And then we go straight to Rustboro City. My plan for this gym is simple. Use Lemon and Purple until we win. This is my only plan, and I don't have another plan, and I have no idea what else I should do, but I think this should be okay. This is not another Viola. This is not another Viola. This is not another Viola. The battle starts when Roxanne sends out her Geodude and I send out Purple. Purple uses Bubble, and it would have been a one-shot if Geodude didn't have Sturdy. So Geodude hits with a Rock Tomb. I decide to heal here because Roxanne is going to heal here too. Then Purple uses another Bubble and the Geodude goes down. Next, her Nosepass enters and I switch to Lemon. Lemon uses Water Gun and Nosepass uses Rock Tomb. Nosepass gets in a tackle as I go for another Water Gun. I decide to heal here. I'm not sure why. I was probably being paranoid about critical hits or something, but I think it was okay for me to have gone on for another Water Gun. Either way, Nosepass uses another tackle, but a Water Gun finishes the battle right after. Route 116 gives us Seltzer the Whismer, and we also face off against Team Aqua in Rusturf Cave for Pico. After we give Pico back to Mr. Briny, he lets us ride on his boat to Dewford Town, where the next story progression point is and where the next gym battle is. Fight with Brawly should be just as easy as the fight with Roxanne was. I have both green and 5% here, so I have no doubts that this will be a pretty easy victory for all of us. The battle starts with Machop and Green. Green uses Wing Attack, and Machop uses Karate Chop. This repeats, and then both Brawly Raleigh and I decide to heal here. Green hits with a wing attack and Machop uses Leer. I use another wing attack and Machop uses Bulk Up. Oh no. A last wing attack finishes Machop and then Makuhita comes out. I continue to spam wing attack and then Makuhita starts spamming with Bulk Up too. Makuhita goes down after 3 wing attacks, and that's the battle. With the second gym under our belt, we all head to Granite Cave to find the son of the president of Devancore. Because I like all the Pokemon in Granite Cave, I won't be able to capture any, so this is the beginning of a long line of not being able to capture any Pokemon on certain routes. Yippee! Instead of capturing Pokemon, I find a man inside Granite Cave and debate capturing him. Steve and Stone starts yammering on about some mystical Pokemon or something. I'm too busy trying to figure out if he's attractive or not. I mean, is he? He certainly has an attractive personality. I find a man who is obsessed with rocks extremely attractive, but there's just something about his hair. What is up with his hair? Anyways, I give him the letter and then I am sent to Slateport City to deliver some machine parts. When I deliver the letter in Slateport City, I'm jumped by some Team Aqua Grunts and their leader, Archie. Archie starts talking to, I really don't care what he says. Archie isn't my type, so I ignore him and I head straight to Maulville instead. On Route 110, I catch an Electrike and I name him Griffith. Then our rival approaches us and he wants to battle. But something's off. There's something in the air here. Something that seems sinister. Look into his eyes. Don't they seem hollow to you? Worries aside, I send out Griffith as he sends out Slugma. I switch to Lemon, who gets hit with an Incinerate. I fire back with a Water Gun, and another Water Gun takes out the Slugma. Grovyle enters, and I switch to 5%. Fury Cutter does very little damage, so I hit with a Wing Attack after Grovyle hits with another Quick Attack. Another Wing Attack after the Quick Attack ends Grovyle. Then the feeling of unease hits me again. Something's going on. What could dare cause so much dread to dwell within me? Whalmer comes out and something is definitely not right. I switch back to Purple, who tanks 2 rollouts before I can hit with Absorb. No matter what I do, this Whalmer won't go down. So I switch to Griffith, hoping to end the game. Big mistake. In cold blood, that whale slaughters my puppy. Panicking, I bring in Lubu. I should have known better. Whalmer ends the life of Lubu as well. In desperation, I send out Green, who survives a rollout. Blinded by fear, I order Green to use Wing Attack. The whale scoffs at my refusal to surrender. Green goes down fighting, and the war is not over yet. Lemon enters, emboldened by the loss of his siblings, and ends the whale's mortal life from now. That encounter has shaken me to my very core, but the battles must continue. Besides, I sense the whale has not gone, has not entered the afterlife just yet. There is still evil in this world. We meet Wally in Maulville and we battle him for a second, but he knows nothing of the whale. Now at this point in the story, I'm thinking that the Nuzlocke is over. In my mind, I have no Pokemon that can do any damage against electric types. I even have 2 water type Pokemon on my team, so I'm definitely gonna lose here right after losing half of my team to the rival. So with a heavy heart, I enter the battle against Watts, preparing to lose. I send out Lemon and Magnemite comes out. Lemon hits with a Mud Shot and Magnemite uses Tackle. After a couple of turns with Watts healing and all, the Magnemite goes down after 3 Mud Shots. I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's kinda odd that the Magnemite didn't use any electric type moves. And then it hits me. Lemon is part ground. I'm so stupid. Magneton enters and uses Supersonic, which hits, and Lemon hits himself in confusion. Magneton uses Magnet Bomb and a single Mud Shot finishes off the Magneton. Voltorb enters last, and once a rollout hits, 1 Mud Shot is enough to beat the gym. On Route 17, Honey the Volbeat joins the box, and on Route 112, Coffee the Numel joins the team. In Fall Arbor, Professor Cosmo is kidnapped by Team Aqua, and we decide to go save him. But before we save Professor Cosmo, we get a Swablu named Lagarde, and then we end up in this beautiful cave where I meet the most dazzling woman ever. Oh my god, Shelly is so pretty here. I love her so much. She battles us and loses, which causes her to have this cute little face. Oh my god, she's so adorable. Oh my god. Sorry. Then Team Magma shows up and tells us to go to Mount Chimney to face off there. Okay, I guess. We head to Mount Chimney, and I gotta be honest, the fights with Archie aren't really all that important. He doesn't really put up a fight at all, and it's kind of embarrassing. I mean, sure, I'm pretty pathetic, but come on, Archie. You're supposed to be the main villain. Do something menacing. Stop trying to make the world your kiddie pool. After that, we head straight to Lava Ridge Town, where Flannery awaits. This battle is going to be so easy. Lemon is ripped and ready to go, and Flannery stands no chance against us. Oh my gosh, I love Flannery. Flannery is so funny. I love her personality and her gym is super pretty. Oh, anyways, the battle begins and she sends out her Slugma, Numel, and Torkoal, and they all go down to Lemon using water gun. And that's the gym battle. That's it. Sorry, Flannery. Love you. Okay, now we head back to Petalburg to beat up our dad. Our strategy is simple. We have no strategy. I'm relying on luck and pure endurance, as a true Nuzlocker does. I am so nervous. So the battle begins pretty easy enough. His first Slaking goes down after a couple of uproars, making me a bit too overconfident for my liking here. Then Vigoroth comes out and hits with a Retaliate, sending Seltzer's HP down to the yellow instantly. Yay for me. Seltzer hits with an uproar and calms down, but instead of staying in the battle, I send out 5% instead. I don't know why. A Retaliate does some damage, but one Aerial Ace knocks out the Vigoroth, and the last Slaking pops out. 5% uses Aerial Ace again, and Slaking uses Chip Away. That does so much damage. But I decide to heal Seltzer, as Slaking's ability keeps 5% safer now. I switch to Seltzer, who instantly dies when Slaking uses Retaliate. After some hesitation, I send out Lemon to finish the job. Mudshot doesn't do a ton of damage, but I guess it's better than nothing. A second Mudshot sends Slaking's health down into the yellow, before Slaking uses Swagger. Lemon uses Mudshot again, and a second Mudshot wins the battle. Yay, another lost team member! Woohoo! Oh yeah, and Wally's here again. His growth in the story is pretty cute, but we can't get distracted now. On Route 118, we meet Steven again. This man has me so conflicted. Is anyone else feeling like this? Oh, and the Eon duo are acting up. With Latias appearing in front of us and everything, we might as well go on a flight with Steven, right? Is this game secretly Pokemon Rangers? This is so cute! So Latias takes us to the island and we battle against Team Aqua there, blah blah blah. This isn't really important. Okay, so back to the Nuzlocke. But then we meet Shelly again at the Weather Institute and she says that we're destined to be and that she wants to beat us into the ground. Oh my god, she's so romantic. I love her so much. Yeah, we beat her butt. We continue on to Fortree and meet Steven again. He is so obsessive, I love it. Steven gives us this thingy we can use to see invisible Pokemon with, like Kecleon. I don't think it pops up in the story again. It's just a cute little device. Okay, so Winona. I'm kind of scared of her. I've heard awful things about her. Her Altaria has Earthquake, and that makes me super uneasy. Only a few of my Pokemon even know Rock-type moves, so this battle is going to be extremely difficult, and I'll have to be on the defensive. Her Swallow comes out first and uses Double Team while Lemon misses a Rock Slide. An Aerial Ace also hits Lemon before a Rock Slide one-shots the bird. Altaria enters next, and I am sweating from anticipation. A Rock Slide flinches, but then Winona heals. But 2 Rock Slides kill the bird before anything bad can happen, which I guess is super good luck. So her Pelipper comes out and 1 Rock Slide isn't enough, so Lemon gets confused with Water Pulse, but another Rock Slide brings Winona down to 1. Skarmory is last, and 1 Rock Slide also isn't enough for a one-shot. Skarmory jumps between offensive and evasive by using Sand Attack and Aerial Ace back and forth. Luckily, not even a crit from Aerial Ace can take out Lemon, so 1 Muddy Water after several turns of missing the attack finally ends the battle. Yay! With that done, we can finally head to Lily Cove where we meet our rival again. That battle was a waste of our time because we have to head to Mount Pyre first and continue the plot. Okay, so I know that this Nuzlocke is about, oh, I'm using my least favorite Pokemon. I'm using Pokemon that I've never used before and whatever. And I know I said I wouldn't catch or battle with any Pokemon that I liked or loved, but we're going to Mount Pyre! There are Shuppets there, there are ghost types there. How can I not capture one? I need a ghost type on my team. I need a ghost type now. I need this. I name my little Shuppet Akio, and we head straight to the top of Mount Pyre to see Archie whine about how small the sea is or something. After a brief battle, we're told to go back to Lily Cove and storm their secret hideout. The secret hideout is pretty easy to plow through, but Archie escapes after another brief battle. After no leads, we head straight to Moss Deep City and take on Liza and Tate. Since this is a double battle, and they have both Psychic and Rock-type Pokemon, our best bet is a combo of Lemon and Purple. And yeah, I was right. The battle ends before it can even start. A single Muddy Water and a Surf clear out the gym, and I get my 7th badge of the run. Before we can actually celebrate, a disturbance happens and we meet Steven in his house. He tells us to go to the seafloor cavern and stop whatever mess is inevitably going to happen. So we go straight to the seafloor cavern and witness the divorce of Maxie and Archie. But while Archie continues to gloat, the outside world is going wild. We meet Shelly and Steven on the surface and they tell us to stop the destruction of the world. Maxie gives us some final words of not really encouragement, but still we gotta go and save the world again. My Pokemon and I travel into the depths of the Cave of Origin to finally face off against Kyogre. Unlike in Pokemon X, I have no intentions of catching Kyogre. This will be a match to the death. And this death is going to be slow and painful. I only use Purple, who spams Mega Drain, while Kyogre... Is it Kyogre or Kyogre? I think I might just do it interchangeably. But after nearly using up all of the PP for Mega Drain, Kyogre finally goes down. With the world saved, everyone can now relax in peace. This isn't about them though. This is about me and my Nuzlocke and my Pokemon beating everyone up. I have no more time to waste. I've got a date with the Pokemon League pronto. As you can tell with my sweetie Purple, I plan on spamming Mega Drain over and over and over. And you know what? I've got my last badge before I can even get nervous and second guess all my choices. And that's it! Oh my gosh, with this last badge, we can finally get to the top of Victory Road and face off in the Pokemon League. I'm so excited! Victory Road isn't that big of a deal really. I mean, there are some trainers here and there, but our last battle of the run is right before the exit. Wally waits for us in a small field of spider lilies. Anyways, the battle isn't really that intense. Sorry, Wally. And our real challenges lie within the Pokemon League. My team consists of Coffee the Camerupt, Lagarde the Altaria, Purple the Ludicolo, Akia the Banette, Lemon the Swampert, 5% the Swallow. And I am so proud of this team for making it this far. Not gonna lie, I kinda thought we were gonna lose after we lost all those Pokemon to Brendan so early on. So I am so proud of this team, whether we can beat the Elite Four and the champion or not. Okay, so up first is Sydney, the Dark-type trainer of the Elite Four, and we don't have any Pokemon that can do good damage against Dark-type Pokemon. So my plan is to use the Pokemon's secondary typings against each other. Sydney sends out his Mightyena and I send out Coffee. Mightyena uses Sucker Punch while Coffee goes for Earthquake. A Crunch sends Coffee's HP into the yellow, but a Lava Plume puts the doggy out. Sharpedo comes out next and I quickly send in Lemon, who tanks an Aqua Jet. Lemon uses Earthquake after Sharpedo uses Crunch, one-shotting the shark. Shiftry enters and I send out 5%. And I decide to heal Coffee here just in case while Shiftry hits with Leaf Blade. A feint attack hits, but in a daring act of courage, 5% uses Brave Bird and one-shots Shiftry. After Shiftry faints, I decide to send Coffee back in as Absol uses Night Slash. Another Night Slash puts Coffee in the yellow, but a critical hit Earthquake one-shots again. Cacturne pops out, but after healing, one Lava Plume finishes the battle. So the first battle of the Elite Four is over, and we've had no premature losses so far. I'm super excited for the next battle though. It's against Phoebe, who uses Ghost-type Pokemon. I actually have a plan! I'm gonna use Akio as the main attacker for this battle, because Ghost-type is super effective against Ghost-type, so everything should be okay. I'm such a genius! Okay, so while a Shadow Ball doesn't one-shot the Dusclops, the Pokemon uses Curse on itself, which ultimately takes it out of commission. It's not the best way to finish a battle, but we'll take it. So Phoebe switches to Sableye, and I switch to 5%. A Foul Play sends 5% HP into the yellow, so I decide to use Fly. Then Sableye uses Power Gem. Oh no! 5% hits with Fly, but it doesn't do enough damage to knock out the little gremlin. 5% is hit by a Power Gem and dies. Oh god. Akio switches in and beats the Sableye with a Shadow Ball. And then another Banette comes out. Akio hits with Shadow Ball and it one-shots. And then another Banette shows up and a Shadow Ball wipes that one out too. Then a Shadow Ball knocks Dusknoir into the yellow, but a single critical hit Hex is enough to kill Akio. Coffee enters and finishes the battle with a single Lava Plume. Okay, so we've lost 2 Pokemon so far, and we're just getting to the halfway point of the Elite Four. As much as I don't want to say it, Akio and 5% were not major losses, even though they were both very beloved by every teammate. We'll just have to be more cautious in the upcoming battles, which is why Coffee is taking the stage again. Glacia is an Ice-type user, and with Coffee by our side, this battle should be easier than the last 2. Glalie sets up with Hail while 2 Lava Plumes finish it off. Walrein comes out, so a quick switch to Lemon means Coffee is safe from the the surf afterwards. One earthquake isn't enough for victory, and a blizzard puts Lemon into the deep yellow. But before I can worry, another earthquake ends the Walrun's career. Frostlass and Coffee switch back in. Frostlass hits with Blizzard, but a Confuse Ray also hits Coffee, making it a little bit harder to actually kill the Frostlass now. By chipping away at Coffee's health, it puts my poor baby in the yellow. So after healing and more turns of chipping away at Coffee, one Lava Plume finishes off the Frostlass. Then another Frostlass comes out. So it's best to heal here and save myself the heartbreak. And after healing, a Lava Plume also finishes off this Frostlass too. The final Glalie pops out, and my gosh, after 5 turns of the same song and dance, it goes on forever. Coffee finally has enough room to use Lava Plume and end the battle. The final Elite Four member is right here in front of us. Drake, the dragon user. Lagarde is going to be super helpful here. I think despite our plan with Phoebe backfiring on us last minute, I think Lagarde will be victorious here. First out are both of all Altarias. Lagarde uses Moonblast and it doesn't do as much damage as I wanted. Then Altaria uses Dragon Pulse, and we both use the same move again. Drake heals while I hit with another Moonblast. After another Dragon Pulse, I decide to heal here, and Altaria uses Dragon Pulse again. I decide just to try Dragon Pulse once after seeing how Moonblast failed me again and again. And what do you know? It only takes one hit of Dragon Pulse before the Altaria goes down. Kingdra almost gets one-shotted too by a critical hit Dragon Pulse, but then a critical hit Ice Beam kills Lagarde. Before I can even mourn, Drake heals and Purple comes out. Purple uses Mega Drain and it does a surprising amount of damage, but then Kingdra uses Yawn. To prevent any more loss, I switch to Lemon. One Mud Shot after a Dragon Pulse ends that little tiff. Flygon switches in and uses Screech after Kingdra goes down, and Lemon uses Muddy Water. Flygon uses Boom Burst, but Lemon pulls through, and another Muddy Water takes out the Flygon. The other Flygon steps onto the scene, so I take the opportunity to heal. Earthquake does too much damage and I switch to Purple instead. Purple tanks the next one super well, but I still need to wake her up. So I heal as Flygon uses Supersonic. Confusion doesn't stop Purple from hitting with a Surf though. However, Flygon retaliates with the Dragon Claw. It might be unnecessary, but I heal here again just in case. After one last Dragon Claw, a Surf sweeps away the Flygon. Salamence intimidates me into switching Purple for Coffee, but he also misses a Dragon Rush. Dragon Rush does way too much damage a second time, and Rock Slide doesn't kill, so I am at a crossroads. What do I do? Part of me wants to sacrifice Coffee, but I don't think that's a good idea. So I decide to do the most toxic thing I can do. Nuzlocke 101 if I may be so bold. Stall until he runs out of PP. I switch to Purple and begin the long, arduous process of taking the hit, healing, and taking the hit and healing. Finally, after many turns of stalling, Salamence uses Thunderfang, letting me know it's safe to start chipping away at his health. With that, the final Elite Four battle is finished, with us as the victors. To put it lightly, we have close to no shot at winning. Maybe we did at the beginning, but our team is down to 3 now and the culling has not favored us at all. But with Lemon and Purple and Coffee, we can at least put up a fight. We walk into the room and the champion is Steven? What? I had no idea. Sorry, I'm lying. It's kind of obvious, ain't it? Anyway, let's stay focused on the task, okay? While Skarmory uses Toxic, a Lava Plume almost one-shots the bird. Curse you, Sturdy. Steven heals and I go for another Lava Plume. Sturdy again saves that stupid bird, but it ends up burned. Bye-bye, Steel Bird. Aggron uses Earthquake, not good, but Lava Plume does some damage, really good. But then the poisoning hits and Coffee falls down and doesn't get up. Oh my god. Why did I not notice? Now in the final battle, not even halfway through, we've lost our 3rd team member. Lemon Muddy Waters the Aggron to death, and now Steven only has 4 Pokemon left. And I almost had only 1 Pokemon left after an Earthquake fails to one-shot Cradily, and then Cradily uses Giga Drain on my Lemon. In a panic, I switch back to Purple and Steven follows suit, switching Cradily for Claydol. Claydol sets up Light Screen, and Purple almost one-shots Claydol, but it misses by a mark. Steven heals and I copy him back. Using Surf, Purple continues to chip away until Claydol goes down without a fuss. Cradily comes in and Cradyly's health stays green after one Surf, but Purple is knocked down into the yellow after a Sludge Bomb. I have to heal here, otherwise Lemon will be on his own. Using Surf as a way to get in easy damage while staying alert is my only idea right now. I continue to do so while healing in the middle. Purple risks falling to a poison while hitting Cradily one last time with Surf, which thankfully hits and finishes off the Cradily. Armaldo enters and then Lemon does, taking an X Scissor from Armaldo. Another X Scissor nearly kills Lemon but doesn't. Earthquake does far less damage than I want. I heal 3 times, first for Lemon, second for Purple, and then third again for Lemon. Armaldo does not get the kill though, instead Lemon pulls through and one last Earthquake ends the Rock Bug Pokemon. The last Pokemon finally enters the arena. Metagross intimidates me so much, I'm so nervous about this. Then Steven uses Mega Evolution and I prepare the last 2 graves in my graveyard. I heal in preparation and I am so glad I did that. Giga Impact does so much damage that the only thing I can think to do is heal in the aftermath. Giga Impact does mean that Lemon can get a Muddy Water in between the move's recharging period, so that does mean we have to heal immediately after the move hits. It might seem like I'm being a little bit facetious, but it's kind of funny how I've had to wait out an attack how many times now? Well, after biding our time and getting our licks in, Metagross finally goes down after one last Muddy Water, making Lemon and Purple the 2 victors of this Nuzlocke. That is such a bittersweet ending. And that's my Nuzlocke. Hi! I'm not sure if everyone likes or doesn't like Auras, but I think it's a really cute remake. When I was a kid, I played Omega Ruby, and I really didn't think too much about this game. But coming back to it, I had a really fun time with it. The art is super cute. I mean, the villains are okay, except for Shelly and Courtney. They're so cute. And the story is pretty decent, but I had a really fun time with it. If you haven't picked it up in a while and are thinking about it, I kind of recommend it. Also, sorry this video took so long. I never realized how busy I would be in October. But don't worry, I'm already starting another Nuzlocke, so you won't be without content for long. See ya!